We've got 10 minutes. Anybody would like to say anything? Any questions? Michael, would you like to ask a question? I always put Michael on the spot.
Will you buy me a pint?
No. Mark? No, it's a question. I never asked you.
Yeah. All I'd like to say is about the upcoming election. It's going to be fixed exactly as Brexit was fixed. Brexit, the true voting amount was more like 80% voted to leave. However, they fixed the result so it's 49-51. It's going to be fixed. Conservatives are going to win by a majority, maybe because the Labour Party are just having a party and don't give a shit about anything. Don't be surprised when it's fixed. Just make sure you let everyone else that you know what's going to happen. So when it happens, you can say, I told you so. It's going to be fixed. It's down to you lot to talk to your friends. I stopped talking to my so-called friends many years ago because they didn't believe what I was saying or they thought I was crazy. However, whenever they want any information or help, guess where they come? To me, the crazy guy.
And they're always the one with the conspiracy stuff online.
So, speak to your friends, speak to your relatives. Let them know. Don't give them too much. Let them do the research. Give them a tiny little snippet of something and let them go and look it up. Because if they do the research, you're not crazy, they are.
And they're finding out, aren't they?
Yeah.
Finding out every day.
Can I just ask about your site? What is the situation?
Get Out of Debt Free was sold behind my back. It was sold to a debt consolidation company. The debt consolidation company now has an advert at the top of every page. They've removed the letters and all the information that was pertinent, and they are now telling people that the three-letter process doesn't work, when it clearly does. You just got to look in the success forum to find that out. They're a bunch of scumbag criminals as far as I'm concerned.
So is this still a site that we should go and look at or not?
No. There's a lot of information on there, but you will get no help on there anymore. The members, the long-time members of the site have set up an alternative site, and that's goodf, http://goodf.forummotion.com. And it's run by the members, for the members, so there'll be no more selling out or anything like that. There will be a link when I put the videos out. I always put links to the site, and some are thinking that because it says goodf, it's the Get Out of Debt Free. It's not. It's a separate site set up by the members, for the members. Anything else?
Not so much to you, Mark, but a lot of information today. You've asked us to do our research. I've got two questions really. One, when's our next meeting from here on? Have you got anything planned ahead? And two, if that's the case, if we do our research, can you guys, the ones that are saying we're in the process of doing things, can you let us know how far on you've got?
Okay, we'll do that.
And bring that to the next meeting?
The Wake Up Project generally travels. We've been down London. We've had 2 meetings here now. I think we're going to have another meeting in Holborn in London, which is we've been asked to go to Hull. We've been asked to go to Manchester. Where are you from?
Birmingham.
Birmingham. We're not going to Birmingham. Birmingham's gone very quiet. That was one of the very pretty places that I ever went.
They're jumping on us hard down there, to be perfectly honest. We
Are they?
everything at the moment, yeah.
Okay. So we can always go to Birmingham, and we want 10 times the amount of people that we have here. But we're going to be travelling. But if you go on to eviction, fraud of the bank, we generally put our stuff up there, which relates to Sue and myself, eviction. We've also got evictees and Families Unite. That's all to do with people that's obviously been evicted, and spread the word. And now it's going. This Chartist movement is going to go massive. I know it is, because it's to do with honesty, to do with justice, and return of law, which we haven't had for a long time. I mean, there's no law in these courts here. Their law, but not our law, and that's why they can steal your car in your driveway. They're now charging you road tax, and if you buy another car within a month, I don't believe you can get your road tax back. They are simply milking what we need to do. The general population are sheep. We want to take those clothes off those sheep, and we're going to put lions' clothes on them, and we're going to turn into lions against these people, not sheep. We're not going to go eating grass and watching that television and that YouTube. We've got to go up there. We're no longer in the back foot. We've got to go forward now. And with the likes of, what's your name? Mark, Michael, Gordon, where's he gone? Pete. So there's a good group of Ellen, a good group of people that that can give you the information to move forward. So, right, I think
Can I have a slide, please?
my wife asking me for a say, it's the other way around.
Wife is always right.
Might be a bit tall for me. I'd just like people to be aware or think about what actually is going to happen with the election coming up with, obviously it's a foregone conclusion that Theresa May and the Conservatives are going to get through. But another serious, very, very serious issue which we need to be talking to our families and friends and acquaintances, anybody about, is the privatisation of the NHS. The NHS is already a foregone conclusion as well that the NHS is going to be privatised. We can see it, we can see what they've been doing. They've been dismantling it for a long, long time. It's actually been privately owned, but we pay for the service, and we've had obviously a lot of money paid in via taxation and that sort of thing. The blood service, the NHS blood service, was privatised in 2013 to a company called Mitt Romney, American company. We already know that they've been in talks, Theresa May, with Trump. So all of your forms that you've been filling at the doctors, which is asking you if you are, you've got you smoke, you drink, whatever you do, we've got private insurance coming forward. Now, think about the implications. We already know what they've been doing to the disabled, the vulnerable people in this country. And we're not far off from the workhouses, are we? Let's face it. So we need to be in there saying to our families and our friends, we're not having this, we're not going to tolerate this, because if you can imagine what it's going to be like for those people who can't pay private health insurance, it's going to be hell. This whole country, we are proud of this, what we've had. We've paid a lot in for generations into this society, and I for one am not going to stand by and let it go by without a fight. So.
If you want to know where Tony Blair, where you could nail him, he started 11 companies, operated from one company, Windrush Ventures Limited. Yeah. It started out at 788, 790 Finchley Road, and it moved to 50 Broadway. Out of 50 Broadway, if you just do a Google search, put NHS 50 Broadway, you understand how it's been hacked, and where the money's going, and who's behind it.
Yeah.
But the thing around it, I think you should educate the children in colleges and stuff. That's where you're going to get the...
Exactly, we need to get into the universities and speak to the youngsters. And yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I'm 60, I haven't got that energy anymore.
No.
People need to get up and make sure that the young people can't play anything until they...
I mean, we're not far off. We're not far off of this now, where if you can imagine having to pay for your private health insurance, that's everything. If you have a baby, you'll have to pay for it, and blood and transfusions and all the rest of it. This is a proud service that we have to keep. It's a cherished service, and it's been the envy of the world, and they want to privatise it and take it away from us. They're fine in the hierarchy because they have all the medical assistance that they want, and you know, and they know that we haven't, and that is another reason why they will try and bring us down, because it will affect us greatly. It will have a big bearing on what happens to us in the future and for future generations. So, sorry, thank you for letting me on.
Thank you, Sue.
You're welcome.
But the national health is a serious problem. They've even got, nowadays, they've got these death wards that they get rid of old people. In fact, we know that one ward where 8 beds was in the ward, and 6 of them, a doctor came round later on and asked them to not sign a non-resuscitation order. Those 6 people died within that week, and one of them was 50. It's terrible. So we have to clean up the national health. But I'd like to thank you all for coming, and it was a brilliant meeting, and it's only you lot that actually made it. So thank you.